I'm really happy that first of all you're humble about it today. Knowing that you
just like you were humble when you won Liverpool. Just like you were humble when Chelsea won Barcelona.
Just when I was about to.
Just like you were humble when Chelsea won Barcelona.
Just when I was about to give you credit for being humble.
No, at least I'm accepting my defeat. I'm accepting my defeat. You're not a humble loser. Yeah, it's so loser.
I didn't lose, brother. I won my game.
No.
I beat France.
Chelsea marinated Barcelona, and you didn't apologize. Like,
when did that happen? Hello, guys. Welcome to episode 13 of this Convos. We bring you guys sports entertainment, analysis, and most of our predictions every single week or almost every week. Today is actually December 10th, Tuesday. Is it Wednesday? What day is it? It's Tuesday. And the Champions League played early this afternoon. You had Chelsea playing against Atalanta, and those guys actually lost again, 2-1 to Atalanta. Before we continue with our agenda, Cedric, what do you have to say? You guys have not won a game in the last 4 matches. So what's happening to your team? Remember, you're talking about your team. Focus on your team.
First things first, I've seen that when you win a team like Barcelona, obviously, it's very, very important that those guys I think they contaminate people. As you can see, Real Madrid is in turmoil, Chelsea, the same thing. I think they contaminate people. That's what I can just say. Because since Chelsea beat Barcelona, I've not been able to win the game. I just think it's just because of Barcelona. It's their fault. They're a very trash team and they've infected us with that kind of bad mentality, bad theory. And like I said, it's all down to Barcelona. That's all I can say.
So that's your theory, huh?
That's all I can
maybe
say.
You guys used all your brain cells, you used all you got, and you won the game. Good for you. But I guess you couldn't figure out anything after that. Nothing. You can't score goals. Not a single goal scored against Bournemouth. And then you lost to Atalanta. Like I've always said this. You guys cannot do what has to be done on the road. You guys always fold and bend and crash on the road. But anyways, it's going to be fun to see Chelsea's downfall as the season progresses. We're going to kick things back to the Premier League, where we react to the games over the last couple of weeks. You had 2 actual matches, the midweek games, and then over the weekend. And we're still going to go back to Chelsea. We're going to go back to your team. You guys lost to Leeds on the road. 3-1. You guys allowed 3 goals from a newly promoted team. There's something between Chelsea and newly promoted teams. They can't seem to figure things out. Lost to Ipswich Town last year, lost to Sunderland this year, lost to Leeds a couple of weeks ago, and then now on the road again to Bournemouth, still cannot get it done. 0-0 draw. You guys couldn't score a single goal in 90 minutes. Professional players who play at the most elite level could not score a single goal against Bournemouth. I'm going to ask you again, what can you tell us about your team? What's wrong with you guys?
Honestly, guys, all jokes aside, right? Forget about the Barcelona thing and all jokes aside.
Of course, you have to.
I mean, I think December is just a problem. Because December is like the worst month for us. I think when it comes to football, they can just remove December from my calendar. Because last year, if you can remember, around this very time, they were like, hey, Chelsea the title race. And we're like, no, we're not in the title race just because we're trying to play around the crowd and everything. And then we went into a deep slump. At first, I thought maybe it was because of Cole Palmer's absence and everything. But I just think it's just a very, 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 very terrible one. And then also, I've had extremely poor performances from people like Tosin. He came in today against Atalanta. He made a mistake, considered a foul. He didn't block the fast play. He allowed them to do the fast play, and that lets the goal. One thing. Second thing is our coach Enzo Maresca. That's where, for example, you can see that this guy is an inexperienced coach. You see, because obviously, if you had someone like Pep Guardiola or some other big coaches, you see the experience playing in this type of funny time. But you can see that it's very inexperienced. That's why you see that when he has a red card, at first he used to panic. Before right now, he's changing things. Right now, you can see that against a team like Leeds, they're very aggressive with tall players. He tried to bring in Tosin and stuff like that, and he bounced back on us. So you can see that he's just very inexperienced. So he doesn't know exactly what to do at this point. So I can just say he's very, very inexperienced, and it's really haunting us. Having a young squad, it makes everything just go in shambles when your coach is also inexperienced. So I think that's a thing which is haunting us. This is a point where you have like close to 8 games in December. And don't get me wrong, if you make a mistake during these 8 games, you can easily move from 2nd to 10th. So this is the point where you need to tie your belts. As you can see, Man City is picking up form, but we're instead dropping down the slump. So I think it just boils down to one thing. Inexperience.
Yep, inexperience. You're gonna see inexperience. Well, we can give you guys the pass now because Arsenal have been trying to win the league with that experience and that longevity at the coaching level, but they haven't won the league yet. So I'm really happy that first of all you're humble about it today, knowing that you
Just like you were humble when you won Liverpool. Just like you were humble when Chelsea won Barcelona.
Just when I was about to.
Just like you were humble when Chelsea won Barcelona.
Just when I was about to give you credit for being humble.
No, at least I'm accepting my defeat. I'm accepting my defeat. You're not a humble loser. You're a sore loser.
I didn't lose, brother. I won my game. No. I beat France.
Chelsea marinated Barcelona and you didn't apologize to like.
When did that happen?
You cannot remember when Chelsea beat Barcelona?
Did that happen? How many matches ago?
You cannot remember when Chelsea beat Barcelona?
So like I told you, that was your Champions League of the season that you won. It doesn't
matter.
And now you're crashing.
It doesn't matter.
What
it doesn't matter.
Are you going to
apologize or not?
Understand?
Are you going to apologize for Chelsea fans or not?
For what?
For us beating you?
Any team.
No, but we beat you. But we beat you.
No.
Like I said, Barcelona can still not beat a big team.
Brother, and you guys cannot beat a small team. Actually, which one is better? Us not being able to beat the best. You guys not being able to beat the smallest teams.
It's just quite unfortunate that...
it's just unfortunate for you that you will not lift a Premier League trophy for the next 10 years. I'm just sorry.
Just like...
I'm sorry.
Same way Barcelona has not lifted the Champions League for the past 10 years.
Don't worry about that. We still have more Champions trophies than twice as much as you guys have.
Obviously, my club champions jersey.
What is it?
It's coming. Don't bother, it's coming.
World champions of what? World champions of what? But anyways, we're gonna keep laughing at this guy. So long as he doesn't stay humble, chairs are gonna continue crashing and burning. But let's move to the most important talk of the month.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah might not play for Liverpool for the next, maybe after like 3 months. He might leave Liverpool this January.
Yep, very possible.
He actually told his family to come watch the game versus Brighton.
Which I not even play.
Because he might not play. And then after that game, he's going to go play the AFCON. So there's some tension between Salah and the coaching at least. And he did say something like, there are some people within the club that don't want him to play, don't want him there anymore. And he's been benched for 3 games in a row. And it's actually a lot going on. Do you think Salah can actually come to a resolution with his coach? Where do you see things standing? Because it's actually really tense right now.
Yeah, I think this thing is a really big battle because right now we're seeing it looks like it's just Liverpool and Salah, but it's not just Liverpool and Salah. There's Liverpool, Salah, and then there are other like older people like Jamie Carragher. Exactly. Yeah. You can see there are other people involved in it. And it's just a very, very funny situation, to be sincere. First of all, the Liverpool game versus Brighton, he might not play because from Slot's comments saying that people are allowed to make mistakes. But when you make a mistake, you need to
admit that you made a mistake.
Exactly. So if Salah doesn't admit that he made a mistake, for example, that means he's going to be benched versus Brighton. And when if he's benched versus Brighton, what happens? He goes for AFCON, right? Mm-hmm. And then he probably might not ever play for Liverpool again. So I think, to be very sincere, a big player like Salah, I don't see Salah going and apologizing. The only thing here is probably maybe Liverpool's management coming down and talking to Slot and Salah and saying that, hey, let's work this amicably. But I don't see Salah apologizing. I don't see Salah going to the press. And him going to the press and talking about his situation, I think is a very well-calculated move. He didn't just go and rant. I think he sat down with his coach and decided to go and say what he said. So it wasn't like he's just angry and everything. Just like Harrier said, I don't always accept what that guy says, but I think it was a very well-calculated move by Salah. Saw that they had a very bad performance, trying to lead to at the last moment. All their fans were crushed.
Lost to Leeds. Oh, Liverpool. Liverpool. Oh, that was crushing.
Yeah, it was crushing. You could see that fans were drained. Bizot couldn't talk in the group, anything. It was just bad. You could see that they were drained and they could say anything. So that's when Salah took the opportunity to say such. So I don't think he was professional enough from Salah, but I don't think he was. I think it's kind of half and half, you know.
Yeah.
Both Liverpool, the management Slot was at fault and like treating the legend that way, and also Salah was at fault for saying such comments. But that's how I say it. What do you think about it?
Yeah, I actually think if he is able to go out and make that comment in public, it definitely means he's heard something at least. Conversation about people saying they don't want him at the club anymore. That's something different from maybe having some tactical disagreements with the coach, or maybe you guys are not clicking. And then you and the coach are trying to figure out a way forward. Hey, how can I help?
Yeah.
Maybe, I can take a rest or take a step back. gain some energy, come back and play. But if he can actually say, hey, the club is trying to throw him under the bus, that's a phrase that is very, very technical, then you should understand that there's something more to it than only performance on the pitch. Maybe there's some conversations going on in the background and Salah must have heard something about it. And he's like, he's trying to get ahead of it by making such comments. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next. But someone has to be extremely humble. Either Salah or Slot or someone upstairs coming down and say, hey guys, let's fix this, because Salah he has to play his contract till 2027. So he has enough time in his contract left. So I really think it's going to be interesting to see how things unfold. And you have a lot of guys milking this online. Fabrizio Romano is every day he's posting about Salah the gym. Salah the gym. It's crazy.
Yeah, that guy.
I want to see him play though. I think he's done a lot for Liverpool to just leave in this kind of manner. Yeah. So that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to see. I hope he plays against Brighton, because it's gonna be a show of good faith.
Yeah.
As he goes to AFCON, and then when he comes back, they can just go from there and see how they can resolve the issue. And Liverpool, those guys, they still have the squad, to make a good run. Chelsea is performing extremely badly, so they have a chance to slot into the top 4. So let's see how things go. And then now also talking about the top 4, Arsenal, who were leading the league at some point by at least 7 points or so, they're just 2 points ahead of Manchester City. 2 points. All of a sudden, Man City is back in the Premier League race, and they might actually win it because they still have to go play. Arsenal have to travel to the Etihad next year to play against Man City, and they still have a couple of games against Spurs, Man United, Liverpool, and so on and so forth. They still have to play Villa again. So, what do you think about that game, Aston Villa against Arsenal? Arsenal lost 2-1 to Villa. I kind of saw it coming just because Villa plays tough. They've been tremendous the last 6 weeks, winning every single game. Every single game they won the games. So you could see that, all right, this is a game that's going to be tough. And obviously, if you want to win a league title, you can't win every single game. You can't win 38 or 36 games. You're going to lose a few. You're going to tie a few. But what do you think about that matchup? And do you think it adds to Arsenal's confidence, or what do you think they got from that specific game?
That game he showed about 2 or 3 things, The first thing you could see from that game is just a revenge game. That was the first thing. Unai Emery obviously was a coach of Arsenal before Arteta came in. And obviously, like you can see, he wasn't given the finances that Arteta was given. Very good coach like Unai Emery. When he left Arsenal, he went and won the Europa League in Spain before coming back to England. But I think he deep down within him, he feels that Arsenal didn't treat him very well. So when he sees that opportunity, he knows that it's a revenge game. And he has taken the opportunity to always beat us Arteta. I think he's one of the highest coaches I've beaten.
Oh, yes.
Arteta.
He's dealt with Arteta.
Very, very.
It's actually funny. Unai Emery was the coach who made Arsenal lose the Premier League title 2 years ago.
Yep.
When about 4 games to the end of the season, they beat Arsenal 2-0.
Why don't you think that they even assisted Man City when the winning Man City 2-0, and then if Man City lost the game, then they intentionally, Man City came and won 3-2. So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's just, I think this game was looks like a revenge game. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can see that when Buendia scored that goal, you could see the Arsenal players going down in shambles. Like, you can see that. I think Thierry said this, the fear of losing might be stronger than the pride of winning everything. I think they are so scared of losing that they thought they were so far ahead. And now when they see things now, it's not just 3 points ahead of Villa. Not to talk
Man City, who are just 2 points ahead.
Exactly.
So it's a wide open race.
So I think they are extremely scared, to be honest, because they feel that they have been doing so well, but they are not going anywhere. Like, you have been doing well, you feel like you should be giving
you should be way ahead.
Way ahead. But you are 3 points, 2 points ahead when you have to go and face Man City in the Etihad. Well, as now we know that they are scared leader cats. So I think that's what you can pick out of the game, that they are very, very uncomfortable. They don't look like they're uncomfortable, but the fact that you have not won in about 6 years, being around the top, and then Man City is getting back their form. You see Ryan Shaky performing, you see players performing and stuff.
Yes.
Haaland hasn't scored, they say
but they're winning games. Yeah.
But they are winning games. Feel for them, the Premier League player of the year 2 years ago. He's back doing things in his own way, scoring 5 goals in the past 3-4
Ryan Shaky gave a Rabona assist. So it's actually crazy.
They are all right to be scared.
There's something that Pep Guardiola said that the team that wins the Premier League is the team that grows. That's a very, very important statement because the Premier League is extremely long. It's a very long season. Those guys have played less than half of the way there, and less than half of the way. So growth is very, very important. And one of the main things that influences growth is the coaching. So I personally think that this Arsenal team, they have the talent, they have the personnel to win the Premier League. But it's going to come down to coaching.
Exactly.
It's going to come down to mentality.
Coaching mentality.
Philosophy. Just because how do you respond to a loss? And how do you build from that loss? How do you grow as the season progresses? How do you win 17 games in a row? Or how do you win, 16 out of 18 games in an 18-game span? That was what Manchester City did.
Exactly.
Those guys who win 18 games in a row.
Liverpool were directly behind them 1 point.
Liverpool lost the Premier League title even though they scored 98 points.
That's absolutely crazy.
It's actually crazy. And I really think that is going to be a big test of Arsenal this season. The coaching, the mentality. And I think that's something that many teams lack now. And that's why Man City and Liverpool, they've really been the guys winning the league title just because it actually means more than having a good team.
Yeah. And one other thing I picked from that game is also that you could say that when the game began, they took Eberechi as a very good player. He has been playing so well in the midfield alongside Declan Rice and Zubimendi. They took him, and because Odegaard is back, your captain, you put him in the midfield and they put Eberechi as on the wing, which he wasn't.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He was absolute trash on the wing. So, and deep down with me, I've always said this thing. I don't see Odegaard as a player playing as a 10 in the team that's going to win the league. You don't see Odegaard contribute to 5 or 10 goals in the season. You don't see him doing that. You don't see him contribute to 10 assists in the season. He's doing the same thing, exchanging passes to Saka, and that's all. That's pretty much it. So I think for them to go ahead and go very well, I think he needs to be bold enough, like you said, goes down to coaching. I think the coach needs to be bold enough to say, hey, Odegaard, you're going to sit down on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to sit down on the bench. Let Eberechi play here. You can see matches against Man City, for example. He gave the assist to Gabriel Martinelli over the top and he scored. And you can see many of those matches, same thing by end. So I think, like you said, it goes down to coaching. It seriously goes down to coaching.
Yeah. Hopefully, Arteta can actually get those guys calm and playing football. But they have to win the title because I have them to win the Premier League. They have to make my prediction come to pass.
I guess you're giving wrong predictions then.
Oh no, it's not going to happen. But anyways, let's go now to the next game. Manchester United, they won Wolverhampton 4-1. Do you think Wolves are getting relegated? Those guys haven't won a single game yet.
2 points.
2 points.
I think they're about 14 points. That's 4 wins and 2 draws off the relegation, like the 18th place.
Yes.
You like
goodbye.
Yeah, it's
over.
Yeah,
there's
almost
no recovery from that.
Yeah,
you cannot recover from
except
that.
You how they call this guy Big Sam. SALAH, right? I think you have to hire Big Sam to
there's no way. There's no way. But anyways, let's move over to another country. We're going to talk about one more game before we continue with our predictions for this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
Celta Vigo, the player, he took the ball and he went with the ball into the net. He passed the ball into the net. I don't understand. I don't even understand what I mean. Happened to Madrid. Real Madrid, my friendly neighbors in Spain. You guys lost 2-0 to Celta Vigo in your house, the Santiago Bernabeu, against a team that haven't won even up to 3 games this season in La Liga. You guys are the definition of buns. You guys are trash, Madrid.
Madrid is collapsing before our very eyes. I think it's kind of what's happening, like where you say you're self-dependent on a certain player. Madrid are dependent on Kylian Mbappe.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about it.
If Mbappe doesn't score, for example, I know for a fact that Vinicius can perform, but when you see a team when they're already kind of like dependent, they're not writing that I want to depend on this guy, but we're depending on him.
Exactly.
So I think Madrid are seriously depending on Mbappe because it just doesn't make sense that you are playing and then you have like multiple attempts and everything, but everything just looks very still.
Yeah, it looks unintentional.
It looks just like they're not trying to like really, really do it. So it looks very still. And then another thing is that obviously Xabi Alonso likes possession and stuff, but he also exposes the line. We're talking about Barcelona's high line continuously, but Real Madrid, their backline is burnt.
Mm-hmm.
They expose themselves a lot. Like, they expose themselves a lot. The way he wants to play, it exposes the backline a lot. So I think it's very, very poor at this point in time. Like, I think right now we have to see like some serious management stuff going on. Like, this is where you have to see that, okay, this is where you separate like the managers that have done this for a while and people are just actually learning. So
Exactly.
he needs to step up.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that Real Madrid were above Barcelona for about 5 points.
5 points a
And
couple
now-
of matches ago, and now we are ahead by 4 points. That's a plus 9 point swing.
And the funny thing about Barcelona is that Barcelona is a team that when they play any game, you know, they look like they can always score.
Yeah.
They look like they can always score.
We can score at any time.
At
Even though
any time.
we concede 1-2 goals,
Exactly.
it looks like we can always
Always
score
score.
at any second.
Real Madrid looks like they're gonna just keep on kicking shots up and down.
Yeah.
And
It's gonna be tough to find that one chance to convert a goal.
yeah, so it just doesn't look friendly for
Yeah. I think Vinicius is a good player, but he hasn't looked like a difference maker. Like he can, you know, when you can actually dribble 1-on-1 and you know that this guy can beat you 1-on-1 and then he can make a pass into the box. They don't have that striker anymore.
I think Real Madrid still needs a box presence.
They need a box and they don't have it.
So it should like the days of Yuzelu. Like you're seeing that Real Madrid. You just need a box presence. Even if it was Chukwueze, for example, Real Madrid just needs a box presence because Mbappe drifts out. And when you drift out, what happens? Defenders like to see the
They're
attackers.
free.
Exactly. Defenders like to see the attackers ahead of them. Even if you're Superman, I can dribble everybody. It will not be possible. Defenders like to see the attackers ahead of them. Mbappe can only dribble so far. He cannot dribble the whole field and go and score. So once your attackers are in front of you, you're not scared of anything behind you. You can commit everything in front of you. So I still think Real Madrid needs a box presence. So what I'll be looking at this season is for Real Madrid to probably loan out Endrick, for example, and then probably getting a tall striker or something. Because I know they have Gonzalo Garcia on the bench, but
he's not that tall.
He's not that.
If he has to be consistent, Vinicius is gonna have to get on the bench. Because there's no way
or the wing or one
or it goes to the left wing, which he cannot do.
So it's
and Mbappe might be open to it because he's played at the right wing before.
So,
but I don't think that's something Mbappe will want to do because of where he's at right now. And the thing is, Mbappe is the one who owns Madrid right now.
Exactly.
It's no longer it's not that's Mbappe's team because he's been the difference maker. He's the one that scores like all the goals that they need to. Brother, if you watch a game against Madrid played, you check the scores online. Just look at the scorebox. Mbappe is the one who scores all the goals. And I mean, obviously, he has those guys around him to help him out. But when you actually watch the game, you look at the tape, you see that Mbappe is the one that does all the plays. So I'm really happy that Madrid are performing very badly. I'm really glad.
Obviously, you'll be
I told my friends that, hey, you cannot coach a bad team into being a good team unless you are a tremendous coach. The defense is still very, very horrible. And I also think Xabi Alonso needs to stick to Adagula a little bit more at that attacking midfielder role. I think Jude Bellingham is very good, but if you're talking about creating chances, being creative, you have to have Gula play. He has to be the playmaker, and then he can understand Mbappe. But anyway, that's a lot of talk about Real Madrid. Thank you guys for giving us the Premier League, the La Liga title. Even though we didn't need your help, but it is what it is. That was a very good game with Celta Vigo, you guys. That was the goal of the season for me. Like, a player walked into the net with the football,
and Rudiger was looking. Rudiger was. He bent down and he was looking.
He was folded. Oh man, that's interesting. But anyways, let's look into the future right now. Very, very interesting week from Chelsea, Madrid, and fellow Barcelona. This weekend, though, you have a chance to bounce back from a very, very, very challenging 4 weeks or 5 weeks. So what will happen when you guys play Everton at the Stamford Bridge? Tell me.
Guys, okay, first of all, before we go ahead, obviously, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for everything. But obviously, starting this new Chelsea vs Everton, I think it's going to be very, very important that we enter this game and we start with firepower. Cole Palmer starts, Garnacho starts, Pedro Neto starts, everything starts, like all our firepower starts. And the funniest thing is that Everton's an extremely good team that have been doing so well. They battered Nottingham Forest, who are not so poor. I mean, but Everton is so good. Like, they are so
They
good.
can defend.
They can defend extremely well. And they also have a player who has something to prove. Keenan Dewsbury Hall, an ex-Chelsea player he didn't do well in Chelsea and he was sold to Everton. And now he's been scoring all kind of magnificent goals. Jack Grealish, doing well.
Oh my gosh. Jack.
Tino Barry, their striker, scored the first goal of Iliman
That
Zaï.
guy is very underrated, that striker.
Iliman Zaï is a dribbler of exceptional. So I think this game at home, obviously we've had extremely bad performance away from home, but I think this game at home is a perfect opportunity for us to bounce back. I think Chelsea match into Everton and then they get this done. I don't think it's going to be easy per se, but I think this is where we have to get it done. This is where we have to prove that we are back. The only thing is that Fofana left with an injury today, so I don't know exactly if he's going to be back by the weekend, but I think we have to beat Everton. Like, there's absolutely no way we go in and we don't go in for the win. Like, we need to beat Everton.
Everything being considered, everyone being healthy, what is Chelsea's starting back four?
Our back four normally is going to be Rich James, Cucurella, Trevor Chalobah, actually Fofana and Levi Colwill, but Levi Colwill is having an ACL injury, so he's out for the season. So now it's probably Fofana and Trevor Chalobah. Fofana is hurt as well. So I'm looking and thinking maybe it'll be Trevor Chalobah and Bajashile or Trevor Chalobah and Josh Achenkpo. Like, as
That sounds so funny to me.
I might just be playing there as well. Like, I might just be playing there.
There's some funny center backs at that Chelsea.
Yeah.
Bajashile, Chalobah.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
Maybe they need to go to Jerusalem, like Araujo, to go and get spiritual counseling,
Yeah, and big shout out to Araujo, man. We're thinking about you, brother.
Yeah.
It's very tough. That's one thing that we fail to understand with this. But you and I play soccer. When you go to play a normal recreational league game, the spirit of the game makes you excited. You feel the game. So it's about professional players who really play this thing
in front of 40
millions of people.
And the millions of people
watching the game.
Exactly.
It's actually a tough call. Considering the fact that he this same thing happened against PSG, this same thing happened against Inter, it's not happening with Chelsea. I feel like that's a tough toll mentally. So, my guy, take all the time you need. We're gonna be
we're definitely supporting him. Because I can imagine he's for a player, and you know exactly how. Like, we are fans, but there are people that are mad about Barcelona.
Yeah, and he might be getting texts on social
media. Text on social media. You will see people sending attacking his family as well and stuff like that. So it's really not easy, even though we laugh sometimes, but it's definitely not an easy thing. So kudos for taking a mental break and stuff, and thanks for Barcelona for allowing him to do that. So
yeah. I mean, Barcelona is more than a club, Mexican club, more than a club.
Obviously.
Chelsea against Everton. Are you guys going to win? Yes or no?
Yes, we're going to win, and I think my best bet from that game. Also, I think Chelsea over 14.5 shots. I'm a shots person. I like us to win, but obviously, I know you don't bet on your team to win. It doesn't make sense.
Guys, let me remind you, do not bet on your team to win. Do not do that.
Yeah.
Do not do that. I went against that over the weekend. I had my Philadelphia Eagles to beat the LA Chargers. And when we lost the game,
double pain.
I was famished. I was done.
Yeah.
I was depressed for a little bit. I was not feeling well. I couldn't even turn on social media on Tuesday morning. So it's that bad. But I understand you, Chelsea. No bet for you. For me, no bet at all. I'm not gonna bet on Chelsea. I actually won my last 3 bets against Chelsea. I took Chelsea to score under 1.5 goals against Leeds. Bam. I took Chelsea to score under 1.5 goals against Bournemouth. Bam. I took Chelsea to score under 1.5 goals against Atalanta. Sweat. I still won. So I'm going to take a break from that. I'm not going to do it this weekend.
Yeah.
But anyways, on to the next game that we spoke about. Mohamed Salah inviting his parents to come watch the Liverpool game against Brighton. We don't know if he's going to play because he had guys play a very, 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 very physical game against Inter Milan. Do you think Mohamed Salah starts? And do you think Liverpool gets that win, considering the fact that they just beat Inter, that's a very good side, and now they need wins from, tying against Sunderland, tying again against Leeds? How do you think this game is going to play?
I think first things first, the fact that Anslot got up and made the comment that a player can make a mistake, but he needs to apologize, it means that he's not ready to roll. He's not ready to just roll and let everything slide, except Liverpool's management comes and talks and say, hey, this is our legend, of course, and then we want you to do this, that kind of thing. But left to me and left to Ancelotti, I think Salah still stays on the bench.
Okay.
I still think Salah stays on the bench, except management is involved. If management isn't involved, I think Salah is going to be benched again.
Okay.
So I don't think, yeah.
Wow.
And Brighton is also very funny. They got this thing this weekend, but a draw this weekend.
At the last minute.
And they were battered by Aston Villa also from a comeback win. So it's going to be interesting. Considering Liverpool's form, it's going to be interesting. I don't think Liverpool's going to get a win. Honestly, I don't think Liverpool's going to get
you don't think Liverpool's
even with Brighton's poor performance, I don't think Liverpool's going to get a win. Brighton is that kind of team that they can easily exploit your weakness.
Oh, yeah.
Considering that Konate is looking mad. Van Dijk looks like he's twerking the field all the time. So, yeah, I don't think Liverpool get this win.
Yeah. And the last time these two teams played, Brighton actually won Liverpool. I mean, that was like when Liverpool had already won the Premier League trophy.
But
right now, it's going to be tricky. I'm not going to bet on this game at all. I'm going to run away from it.
Yeah.
Because Liverpool, hell no. It's very, very unpredictable right now. But we're going to go to the next game that I'm going to bet on. Arsenal has the perfect opportunity to beat the brakes off Wolverhampton at the Etihad Stadium after a tough loss on the road against Villa. My favorite bet here that I'm going to be betting. Tell them.
Both teams to score, yes.
No!
You'll be surprised. It will not be no. But yeah.
Both teams to score,
no. Both teams to score, no.
No.
Yeah.
Wolves are not getting any goal against Arsenal.
I think, to be honest, the odds might be low this time around. I don't think we'll be up to 1.7 or 1.6.
Unfortunately for me.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a piece of my parlay. I'm going to be taking both teams score.
Highest 1.4, 1.5, to be honest.
Yeah.
Arsenal versus Wolves. It's going to be Arsenal's odds about 1.14, so yeah, it's quite a low odd.
It is what it is.
I think Arsenal versus Wolves, Arsenal going to the Emirates Stadium, and then they obviously like the trash Wolves, because if they don't win this game, Palace facing Man City, even though that's a very strong fixture because Palace has a way against Man City.
Yeah.
But they know for a fact that if they draw or they don't win this game, City is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. So
yeah,
I think Arsenal go in there and they totally dominate Wolves.
They dominate Wolves. They score at least 2 goals.
2, 3, 4 even. So I think it's definitely gonna.
In fact, as a matter of fact, let me look at Arsenal to win 0.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to. So it's gonna be like at least a 2-0 win.
Yeah,
for Arsenal because there's no way Arsenal loses this game.
Yeah,
or even draw. There's no way.
There's absolutely no way Arsenal loses this game.
That's crazy. Arsenal to win 0 is like 1.4, man.
Yeah, I know you're right.
That's crazy.
I tell you right.
That's crazy.
I don't think it's worth the risk.
It's not worth the risk. So I'm gonna skip that game. I'm not gonna bet on it. I might look at the corner line. It's gonna be a lot. 7 point. Goodbye to you, Arsenal. Good luck. Good luck against Wolverhampton. And then you just mentioned Manchester City. Crystal Palace have always had their way against Man City. And historically, it's been because they have a very, very good player in the midfield, Eze.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no Eze.
But they still have been doing very well.
They've been doing very well.
Right now, I think they are, which position? Sit. Wait, let me see, sorry.
Yeah. Also, around Sit.
4, they actually above us. They won the previous.
So you guys are looking up to
Crystal Palace. Looking up to Crystal Palace. While like a third London team on the Premier League table. So Crystal Palace is third right now. Obviously, they lost Ismail Assar to an injury, and he's also going on international break very soon. So it's gonna be a little bit funny because I think he's been one of their best players.
Yeah,
Ismail Assar. I don't think they have any other person who is gonna be seriously out that's gonna affect the team because Daniel Munoz, pretty much the whole team centered around players based in Europe and stuff. And then obviously Daniel Munoz. But yeah, so I think losing Ismail Assar will be a little bit tricky for Crystal Palace, but there's still going to be a false record against Man City.
Yeah.
They always have a way from the days of Andros Townsend scoring a screamer, for those who remember, and people like Eberechi Eze always traumatizing Man City. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I still think Man City get the win though.
Yeah, I'm going to be betting on Manchester City to win or draw.
Yep.
This game. There's no way Man City
looking at the title
lose this game when they can potentially close another gap with Arsenal. I mean, obviously Arsenal will win the game on Saturday at 3 p.m. But Man City actually plays the next morning.
Yeah.
So they will do everything possible to win that game. So I'm going to be on Man City to win or draw against Crystal Palace on the road. I have no problem with that. I'm very, very good with that pick.
Yeah, I like that as well. Man City to win or draw. I'm not gonna bet on it just because.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
it's a sweaty game.
It's a sweaty game, but I sincerely think that Man City gets this one over Palace.
Gotcha. Yeah. And the next game is Man United versus Bournemouth.
Man United versus Bournemouth. This game is gonna be very interesting. Why? This is gonna be United's last game with their star players in. Buemo is going for AFCON. Amad Diallo is going for AFCON. Nusa Majraoui is going for AFCON. So they have one side completely right, the right side of the field.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone on that side is going for AFCON. So Arsenal are going to be left-handed now. Oh, sorry, United are going to be completely left-handed now. So it's going to be a very, very funny situation. Very, very funny. Buemo, Amad, Nusra Majraoui, everyone.
Yeah, they're all going everywhere.
So this game against Bournemouth, I think it should be a must-win for them. Bournemouth have been having very funny form right now because obviously Tyler Adams is out, is injured. Brian Christie is out, is injured. They have some star players out.
And they haven't scored in 2 games in a row. They couldn't score against Everton. They couldn't score against Chelsea.
Yeah, so
it's rough.
I think Man United have to win this game. Obviously, even though they won Wolves, they technically struggled against Wolves because Wolves, when they equalized, it was a real strong game before Buemo scored that tapping. So I think it's going to be a very hard game, but I think Man United have to get this win just because if they don't get this win and those players go for international break before they are back, if they're not careful,
it's gonna be crazy.
But on the bright side as well, I think there are some good things to look at. United, Mason Mount is coming into form. He scored a couple of goals of recent. Bruno Fernandes is looking very, very good as well. Cunha just back from injury. So I think it's looking very good. I think it's just a poor time for their players to be going on international break. But what do you think Man United versus Bournemouth?
Bournemouth is going to... Oh, Man United. I actually predicted Man United to lose against Wolves and I had my guys laughing at me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be on Bournemouth today, Monday. I think Bournemouth can avoid defeat at Manchester United. I think they have enough guys to go back toe-to-toe against
Antoine Semenyo.
Semenyo is a very good player. I think that defense is capable of stopping some of those counter-attacks. I think United had a lot of openings last weekend against Wolves, and that's because Wolves have been desperate. And you saw the backline. I was seeing like a large about 10 yards between the center backs. Like, I'm like, what is all this space?
Yeah.
I don't think Bournemouth gives them a lot of chances like that to score many goals. And I think it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Bournemouth to win a draw against Man United. I think it could be like a 1-1 draw or 2-1 win in favor of Bournemouth. No disrespect to Manchester United. I think I like those guys. I like to watch United games because it's very interesting. But I feel like Bournemouth, those guys have to step up. And this is going to be a perfect chance. And so you're talking about guys like Semenyo, who's going to be going back to play at the AFCON. It's a good chance to at least get 3 points or a single point.
Exactly.
So, yeah, over here, I'm going to be on that game. Do you have any pick? Like shots, corners?
Yeah, I mean, I like... The thing is that Bournemouth, even though they don't score a lot, they possess the ball a lot. Funny enough, like if I guess Man City kind of like let them
Exactly.
So Bournemouth kind of has the ball a little bit, which is a little bit... makes it very difficult to play shots against them because they might hold the ball a lot and make things difficult for you. Even when you're winning them, they might still possess the ball a lot. So I'm going to avoid them in general. And I think, to be honest, this kind of game is a game that might just be a 1-0 win.
Yeah,
it can be 1-0 win for Bournemouth. It can be a 1-0 win for United. So considering that Bournemouth hasn't scored in a while, but their defense is still good. Chelsea couldn't score. So I think,
Chelsea couldn't score. That's big.
Exactly. So I think I'm just going to avoid the game in general. But deep down within me, I would like Bournemouth to win, man. I definitely don't like United.
Of course, you don't like United.
Yeah.
You don't like United. So those are the main games, though. Do you have any parlay that you want to share with the guys? Or you want to look at the lineups first? Or you want to just hold on, get some injury news? Because, guys, this weekends after Champions League games are extremely critical.
Yeah.
Because those guys have flown to different countries. Their legs are so tired. Jet lag. They're tired. They have to recover, rest. And then you have to go play against teams that have been resting and waiting for you. It's always tough to play to bet on these games. So kind of take this slowly. Yeah. But what about you? Do you have a parlay?
Yeah, so obviously I have my best market, which is always short. I have that, but after that I'm gonna give random picks. So when it comes to our best bets, for me, the first one is gonna be Chelsea shots of Everton. I think Chelsea come out guns blazing. Not mean that we're gonna win the game by default, but I'm gonna be looking at Chelsea 14.5 shots, over 14.5 shots, and then over 4.5 corners. That's about 1.6 odd, 1.7, and then Arsenal over 14.5 shots as well, which makes it a total of 2.1 odd. So yeah, that's quite easy. Chelsea over 14.5 shots and over 4.5 corners, and then Arsenal over 14.5 shots. Very easy. Arsenal blazing against Wolves. I think that's it for me. 2.1 odd.
Yes. I think I also have a 2-odd parlay that I'm gonna be putting my mortgage on.
Exactly.
Unfortunately for me, but I have a 3-leg parlay. I'm just having it over here. I have 2 teams to win a draw. I have Man City to win a draw. I have Aston Villa to win a draw against West Ham. And then I also have both teams to score no between Arsenal and Wolverhampton. That pays 2.26 odds. So I'm going to win this bet over the weekend. So on Sunday morning, I'm going to be celebrating. And then now on Monday, I'm going to bet on Bournemouth to win a draw against Manchester United. And that's going to be a single bet that has minus 110. That's a very good odd for me. Single bet it, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, after that, I'm going to be looking at like extra plays. I'm going to be looking at Arsenal to win at least two goals difference.
Yes, minus 1.5 spread.
Exactly, minus 1.5 spread. That's Arsenal to win Wolves minus 1.5 spread. And then there's also this game, Liverpool versus Brighton. I'm looking at technically over 2.5 goals right now because Brighton are a little bit porous, but I think Brighton are going to score Liverpool.
Yes,
Liverpool's defense is terrible. So I think they both teams score and then over 2.5.
Yeah.
So there's also one pick I used to like very well in FanDuel. I can remember 2 years ago. I can remember goals in both halves and about 2.5.
Oh yes. Yeah. I think you do the same game parlay. You can see that.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, very interesting pick. Goals.
That's always a good pick.
Yeah.
It's always sweat free.
Yeah. Goals in both halves and then over 2.5.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds good. Let's wrap up the show, guys, with the sweatiest sport in the entire planet,
NFL,
American football. Listen, American football is very interesting if you wanna look at player props. But I personally don't like player props because once a player gets injured, you're done. You're done.
You can't imagine that last week I took Jackson Smith-Jigba. Everything was going so well, and then I even took Shadow Sanders, Shadow. I took his passing yards.
And he covered, right?
Covered 4 point something odd. For 200 yards, it was 4 point something odd.
And he had almost 400 yards.
Exactly. I took Shadow Sanders. So guess who took it out? Rashid Rice.
Oh my gosh.
So
Chiefs are done.
Chiefs is just crazy. But yeah, I think the worst game from that weekend was obviously Tampa versus New Orleans. So it was just crazy. I had the money in I didn't have the money in my account. I just put it in to bet the Jaguars versus Jacksonville Jaguars versus Indiana Colts when their quarterback was injured. I was like, okay, let me bet fast. And when the odds dropped, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the next team. I bet on the Rams. We're facing the Cardinals, and I bet on obviously Tampa facing New Orleans. And then quarterback Tyler Shaw. Who the heck is that guy?
He's a good rookie.
2 touchdowns. This
I know.
The Tampa was just completely crazy. So yeah, that was bad. But obviously this weekend, after what they did last week, I'm still going back to Tampa. So do you have your best ready? Because I have my best ready.
I have my parlay ready. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so for the NFL, the first one I'm going to go in Tampa money line versus the Falcons.
Yes.
Atlanta Falcons. I like that. I obviously like that, so I'm going to go in that. Second thing, another team which lost. Your team, Philadelphia Eagles. If they don't win the Raiders, I think they need to sack it. They need to drive everybody from that team.
If the Eagles don't win the Raiders, I'm no longer supporting the Eagles. If the Eagles do not win the Raiders, Thank God I never have the jersey anymore.
And Gino Smith was injured. I don't know if he will play this time around. Maybe it's going to be Pickett playing.
We have to win them by 2+ touchdowns.
Exactly. So I'm going to be taking Eagles minus 3.5. And the last one is going to be 49ers versus the Titans. Titans cannot win no one.
And they won the Browns.
They won the Browns. I mean, it was obviously because that coach was crazy. Because why would you remove Shadow after he scored?
He scored a touchdown.
So I'm going to be taking 49ers minus 2.5. So Tampa money line, Eagles minus 3.5, and 49ers minus 2.5. 2.2 odd.
Interesting. I've got a 8 odd parlay.
Jesus Christ. Let's see.
I have a 6-leg 8 odd parlay for American football.
Yeah.
I'm going to start on Thursday. The Buccaneers money line, Chicago Bears money line, Detroit Lions plus 7.5, San Francisco 49ers halftime, full-time money line.
Yep.
I'm going to have the Green Bay Packers to beat the Denver Broncos. And then the last leg, Sunday Night Football, I have the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Minnesota Vikings. That pays 8-1. So $100 brings back $892.
$125 gives you $1,000.
Yes. So it's time for me to feast this weekend. It's time for me to come back to life. So let's go, guys. Let us know what your best bets are. And let us know what you think about Chelsea not being able to actually score or win games. Let us know what you think about Real Madrid. Do you think Xabi Alonso is going to be sacked if they lose to Man City tomorrow or if they lose to Alaves over the weekend? Let me know if you think the Premier League title is wide open. Let us know what your best takes are, and we're going to see you guys next weekend after we win a couple of bets this week. Have a good weekend and see you soon.
Stay blessed.